Hi everyone, this is Dr. Meadows, and in this video we will discuss using Excel to round calculations. Or we may need to expand the number of decimal places for a desired result. Let's consider the following two numbers. We have the numbers 78 and 53. Now if you'll notice, the number 78 is in cell location A6. That means it's in column A and row 6. The 53 is in location A7. However, don't worry about that too much, because as we get our desired results, we won't type in these locations. We'll actually simply click on the numbers. Let's go ahead and look at these calculations. Let's divide 78 by 53. By the way, anytime we make a numerical calculation in Excel, we need to precede it with an equal sign. So first, I'll begin with just that, an equal sign, and then I'll click on the number 78. If you'll notice, it automatically input the cell location, which is A6. Now I'll type in the division sign and then click on the 53. Now, if you'll notice, it put in the location, which is A7. Now, I could have typed in 78 divided by 53, so why would I prefer to type in the location? Well, the answer is simple and will become a lot more apparent to you later on. If you were to have made a mistake with either of those numbers, let's say the first number should have been a 79, we wouldn't have to redo the calculation. We could simply correct the data value and the correction would be automatic. But for now, let's see what the result of 78 divided by 53 is by simply clicking enter. And if you'll notice, it gave us 1.4717. It has 4 decimal places. Should we assume that if we'd asked for a different number of decimal places, that zeros would follow the 7? Let's say we'd asked for 6 decimal places. Are we to assume that the rest of the digits are zeros? No. And as you can see, we asked this question down below. Do not assume that simply because 4 decimal places are displayed, that is the limit. So let's use Excel, an Excel command called round, to see if we can round this to more decimal places. Let's round it to 6 decimal places. For instance, I'll go down here, I'll click in this space, I'll type in my equal because I do want to do a calculation, and I'll type in the word round. I don't even have to really type in the entire word. If you notice, options of commands come up for me here in Excel. The first one is round, the next one is round down and round up. So now if you take a look, if we just use the command round, we can double click on it. The next thing that automatically comes in for me is the first parenthesis. After the first parenthesis, we can see bolded below is the word number. Then there's a comma and number digits. Well, that is what you should put in. You want to put in the number that you're interested in, but if you put it in, you'll be cutting off the decimal places, so we click on the number. It automatically puts in the location. Press comma, and then we put the number of digits that we're interested in. In our case, we would like 6 decimal places. So we end our parenthesis and hit enter. As you can see, this result gives us 1.471698. Once again, you can do this with whatever your desired number of decimal places are. Now, let's suppose that we only needed 3 decimal places and we wanted it to round it to 3 decimal places only. It should be clear to us that that rounds to 1.472, but just in case you feel a little apprehensive about putting that, and to make sure that you don't make any mistakes, you can simply type in the command. Once again, we started with an equal and start typing the word round. As you can see, one of the options comes up and I'll double click on it. Once again, I'll click on the number, put in a comma, and ask for 3 decimal places and end with my parenthesis. Now, even though it put the fourth decimal place, you can see that it followed it with a 0. So for whatever reason, our formatting here seems to want 4, but it gave us our result of 3 digits after the decimal place. Now, by the way, you'll probably notice as you become more familiar with Excel, as you become more comfortable with it, and especially for those of you who have some experience with Excel, that there's actually a slightly easier way to do this in general. If we go to that value, there are what we call shortcut keys. So if we go to the home page, we can click on Home, and then we can click on this little symbol. If you notice when I put my arrow on it, it says increase decimal. So if I click there, I can see the decimal places increase. Also, if I want to go down in decimal places, I can go to where it says decrease decimal, show fewer decimal places. And I'll click on that a few times to go to our desired result of 1.472. Well, you may ask, why didn't I start with that? That seems very easy, much easier than typing the equal round command, but unfortunately, you will not have access to these shortcuts on a test. The spreadsheet will call for you to type in the equal round command. So, if you become familiar with using these, make sure that at different points along the way that you are practicing with the equal round command. Okay? Hope that helps. Good luck with your work.